Welcome to another Demarcation Media Mega Construx review. I am really excited for today's video because, well, first of all, just look at the package. How can you not be excited about a package that looks like that? Before we even get into the video, can we take a minute to appreciate how just cool this packaging is? Every package I have gotten from World Trader from Mega Construx looks fantastic. And this one is no exception. But that's not the only reason that I'm excited, because inside is the Mega Construx Destiny aspect of glass Jumpship. I am really excited for this, and a huge thanks to World Trader from Mega Construx for sending this to me, because this, as I will talk about later, this set has been turned into something that's quite rare. So let's go ahead and get this open. All right, so we need to be careful because I believe underneath of this outer wrapping is just the set itself. So I need to figure out how to open this without shredding the box first. There we go, we're getting in there, Yeah, unfortunately this set has become very rare and very expensive. I really don't know the specifics of its release because I was not collecting Mega Construx at the time. But I do know that the price is ridiculous now. And it's very disappointing how expensive all of the Destiny sets have become. Oh, there she is. Wow, look at that. Let's zoom out a little bit and get a look at that box. Wow. So, I know I've said it so many times, I'm beating a dead horse here. The renders, I don't like them. They look too clean. But I gotta say, a lot of the Destiny box art just looks so good. Like, look at that. We've got, I think that's the reef in the background. You can see kind of the location image with all that purple light and the floating space wreckage. It just makes it really cool. It's not a battle scenario. It's just you're exploring this strange landscape out in space with your jump ship. I find that really cool. And I also really liked how they did the windows for the figures on the front. That's really cool too. Destiny branding. Flip it around the back, you get to see the back of the figure. That's cool. Some more shots of the jump ship itself. Looks like it has a Destiny logo shaped stand. The figure fits inside, and we've got some sort of launchers on there. Cool. There's our hunter again, and what is that, a fallen shrapnel launcher, I think? And then down here, we've got some more sets. These two right here, that's the Dead Orbit, Dead Orbit Armory and the Future War Cult Armory, and both of those are extremely rare and ridiculous. And we've got some Sparrows, both of which are now kind of hard to find. Surprisingly, this one that has Zavala is the easiest to get out of all of these here. Gotta love those scalpers. So let's go ahead and crack this box open as well. Last time I went to open a Destiny set box, it gave me some trouble. There we go. It's not so hard. Watch, now I said it's not so hard, I'm not gonna be able to get it open. Oh, maybe it actually wasn't so hard. There is our hunter. This is actually a female hunter. We didn't get very many female guardians. And then, holy moly, that's a lot of stuff. So let's see. Do we have any numbered bags here? What? Did they forget something in the instructions? Is that why there's this extra piece of paper here? Page 10, instruction booklet 2. They actually forgot? That's kind of funny. There we go, 2 instruction books. Oh wait, do we get any of that cool art? Sometimes we get some neat art in there. Oh yes. That's so cool. Yeah, it's a render, but I still like it. Okay, we got 1 piece of art in there. Do we get any in here? These are really thin instruction booklets too. I'm kind of surprised they even needed 2. Ah, yes. Another shot of it in the reef. Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bags, and 3 loose plates. So I'm gonna go ahead and build this and then we'll take a closer look. And there it is, and I gotta say that is a really, really nice looking ship. Before we look at it though, I wanna talk about this for a second. This was added in because from what I can tell, the original instructions had a structural flaw. That being these guns, when you pushed on it, it would snap off this piece here, either off of the studs or potentially just break the piece altogether because there was no support on the tail end of the gun. So what they did here was they took a couple of the temporary parts and had you put it underneath of the gun so that there was actually a support. So it wasn't that they forgot something, it was that they found a flaw in their design and remedied it later, which means this is probably part of a second wave of sets, which is kind of interesting. As for extras, we have all of these temporary pieces, which would have had more of these, but they were used to fix that issue with the guns. That's kind of cool. Kind of these cloudy gray parts. Pretty useful. And then we got, actually there was a second bag that just had 2 of these in there. I have no idea why, but it was just there. So there's a pair of extras of that, and then we have a 1x1 plate, excuse me, a 1x1 tile, and this little angular bar piece. Now, before we get to the ship itself, let's go ahead and take a look at that figure. So our Guardian in this set is a female hunter, which is pretty cool. There was not many female Guardian figures. For some reason, there were only hunters. We didn't get any female Titans, and the only female Warlock we got was Ikora, which is a little disappointing. Before we get to the figure itself, there's the stand for the Ghost, and the Ghost itself. I believe this ghost shell is called Aspect of Glass as well, just like the ship. It's pretty simple, just blue with some green markings, but it's effective and it looks nice. What does not look nice is the fact that Mega included the wrong peg. This is one of the pegs that's way too long. It should have been the half pegs because it's supposed to the clip is supposed to sit flush with the back of the Ghost, and that is not the case here. And there was no sort of extra, which is a bummer. So, like, that's a pretty major quality control issue, swapping out a part like that. Luckily, it was the only one, but still, that's kind of disappointing. Figure itself, first of all, The weapon is a fallen shrapnel launcher, and this thing looks wicked. Like, look at all of those spines along the top. That's super cool. I really like this weapon. The molding is spot on. Just all around epic. And then, come on, focus now. There we go. The figure has some gold. Wow, my camera's having a hard time focusing today. Actually, let me get in a little closer because especially this head has a lot of detail that's really worth kind of taking in the full scope. There we go. So that head first. Look at the visor and then the outline around the visor. And then the breather mask has some gold. The hood kind of has like a fur lining. The hood has some blue detail. Looks like there's a white spot there, but that's kind of a minor issue. The cape is this kind of rubbery material, and it's got all of this detail all over it. That's really cool. And it's got a hole in it so you can still peg in the ghost stand. That's nice. The shoulder armor is your typical hunter shoulder armor. It's in gold. It looks like it stuck to something while the paint was being applied, so that's a little, I don't know, just mess up. It's really minor though. Forearm armor is painted up yellow on both sides. This shoulder armor has some printing on it. I don't quite know what that printing means. Maybe somebody can tell me in the comments, but it still looks pretty cool. These shoulder armors tend to slide off really easily, but you can fix that with some sticky tack. Chest plate looks really good. There's actually print on the torso underneath, so let's go ahead and pop the head off. Just a little bit of white. That's all. And there's that chest plate. Very cool. All right, now we're on to the aspect of glass itself. Now, the figure did not come with a stand because the ship has this amazing Destiny logo shaped stand, and there's plenty of space for you to display your Guardians on there. We get this little clear stand. You can kind of rotate it so you can get some, poses out of your ship on your shelf, which is pretty cool. So we'll just set this aside for now. The shaping of this ship is overall spot on. If you look at reference images, there's really not much better Mega could have done. Here should have been a little more round, and maybe the front should have been a little bit more rounded, but they did a really good job overall. My only real complaint is the underside looks a little plain. There's a lot of studs showing there, but it's really not that bad. And the building experience of this was fantastic. It was easy to put together, but it was really fun to see all the different ways that Mega can be built. Like, there's literally, you build in every direction possible, and that's super cool. We get a ton of translucent orange back there for the engines. And I love how jump ships are basically just a cockpit with engines strapped on. I mean, like, look at these things. They're massive. I think these are exclusive. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe they were made specifically for this set. We get some prints, and I love the yellow highlights kind of scattered throughout. Kind of ties it together with the Guardians color scheme, which is really cool. We get some sort of sensor antenna here. Again, I'm not super familiar with all the ins and outs of Destiny, but I believe most jump ships have that. And then there's those guns. and it's kind of hard to see, but if I pull it off, there's this peg, and that's where the temporary part went. So it used to be where if you would push on it, it would just kind of break off. And these things are kind of powerful. Whoops. That's one thing a lot of reviews that I've seen talk about is how fragile these ships are. And it's really not that fragile. Like, this doesn't feel like it's going to break. Obviously, the little fins can be knocked off because they're only attached by a couple studs. But overall, this thing feels solid, and it feels like you can swoosh it around, fly it around, land it, do space battles with it. Like, I don't feel like this is going to fall apart in my hands. But let's go ahead and test these weapons here. I might lose this bullet. And they don't give you any extras. Wow. That has some force to it. Okay, that's actually pretty cool. And now that bolt is off to who knows where. Now, this isn't just for show. This ship can actually carry a Guardian inside. And there are some controls. Now, there is this little bar here, and there's space to hang like a little control panel, but there is nothing, which kind of confuses me because I have the Arcadia Jumpship as well, which I'll hopefully do a video of that in the future. But that one has an actual printed console piece. This one has space for it, but nothing. And then some handles in there. And then, I mean, basically you can just slide your Guardian in there like so, and it closes back up, and you're ready to go and hunt down some enemies of humanity. Also, if you don't want to use the stand, there are some landing gears hidden on the underside of the engines, so you can land it for repairs at the tower. That's pretty cool. Or if you want to do like a crash pose, you can just extend one. I think that was a really nice touch. I really like that. Just kind of adds to the overall feel of the ship. Well, there you have it. That is the Destiny aspect of Glass Jumpship. And I love these Jumpship sets, and I'm really sad that there was only 2. They're just really cool. They are really fun to swoosh around. Like I said, this ship doesn't really feel like it's going to fall apart in your hands. You can grab it, you can fly it around, you can fit your Guardian inside. And both Jumpships come with exclusive Guardians. This one is so cool. Like, I think we got a total of, what, 4 female Guardian figures, if that. So this one's kind of more special because of that. And that Fallen Shrapnel launcher is epic. The little knife is a great addition. The Ghost is also exclusive and looks really good. It's just a solid set all around. Vega did a great job with it. And now, of course, I have to talk about the price. Which I'd rather not. I'd rather just leave it at this is a great set and everybody can go their happy way. But unfortunately, all Destiny sets have shot up in price. And this set averages at around $70 to $100. And that's really not okay. If somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe these Jumpships were $30 retail. And that's a fair price. Like, this feels like a good $20 to $30 set. 70 though, that's harsh. Now, if you're a really, really big Destiny fan, it might be worth it for you. You might want to just bite the bullet and go ahead and, buy it. But I'd say if you're just kind of a more casual collector, this is not worth $70. And that's kind of a shame that that's that pricey now, because it's a great set. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time.